Venezuela once stood as one of South America's richest nations on paper, a country sitting atop some of the largest oil reserves on Earth. Yet today, its economy is a shell of what it once was, and millions of Venezuelans struggle to afford basic necessities. So what really caused this collapse? The story begins with oil. For decades, Venezuela became dangerously dependent on oil exports, which accounted for more than 90% of its export earnings. When global oil prices plummeted around 2014, revenue dried up almost overnight, and because the economy wasn't diversified, there was nothing to cushion the blow. But reliance on oil alone doesn't tell the whole story. During the boom years, government spending far outpaced income. Instead of saving for a rainy day or investing in industry, infrastructure, and agriculture, billions were spent on subsidies and social programs that could not be sustained. To cover growing budget deficits, the government began borrowing heavily and printing money, stripping the central bank of its independence. The result? Hyperinflation like nothing seen in modern history, with prices spiraling out of control and wages losing value daily. At the same time, Venezuela's largest export engine, its state-owned oil company, PDVSA, was systematically mismanaged. Technical experts were replaced with political appointees, corruption became widespread, and production capacity collapsed. The oil that was supposed to save the economy became part of the problem. Price and currency controls, intended to make life easier, instead distorted markets, discouraged production and investment, and fueled black markets. Shortages of food, medicine, and basic goods became the norm. As public services deteriorated and economic hardship deepened, millions of Venezuelans left the country in search of a better life. So the real reason Venezuela collapsed wasn't just one thing. It was a perfect storm of economic mismanagement, overdependence on a single export, runaway inflation, systemic corruption, and weakened institutions that could not adapt or protect the economy. The result was one of the largest economic contractions in modern history and a humanitarian crisis that reshaped an entire nation. If you want to understand more stories about how nations rise and fall, make sure to subscribe to Nation Decoded and turn on notifications. We decode the forces shaping our world.